Well, we know Angel Reese has definitely been in the headlines, man, after erupting in a press conference, pretty much swearing at reporters. And I'm here to tell you today is another day of the Angel Reese drama because she has simply smacked the clipboard out of an assistant coach's hands. Yes, now all of this went down during the Washington missed this game. This happened on national.
The Chicago Sky is making headlines again, but not for a highlight reel or buzzer beater. No, this time it's Angel Reese, who has been busy earning laurels like her NBA 2K26 cover, is the star of this sideline drama. However, she has forgotten that leadership isn't something that can be photoshopped in. Tyler Marsh, the head coach of first year, is under pressure to decide between dysfunction and discipline as a result of her antics. Any team that chooses star power above team chemistry might learn a valuable lesson from his inaugural coaching season if he makes one mistake.
The referees blew every whistle. Like, I'm not joking. There was one play where Angel Reese dribbled backwards. She backed into Aaliyah Edwards and tripped over her own feet and got free throws. The free throws that led to this happening were unbelievably soft. That led to Angel Reese breaking a coach's clipboard, walking over and slapping a coach's clipboard. And by the way, if this was Caitlin Clark, you just know they'd be calling out her.
In the closing seconds of a thrilling 81-79 loss to the Washington Mystics on July 8, 2025, Angel Reese made a move that made everyone in the front office and among the spectators gasp. Reese screamed off the court and slapped a clipboard right out of the hands of Ann Crosby, the team's vice president of basketball operations and strength and conditioning, with 29.9 seconds remaining and the game tied at 777. It was more than just annoyance. It was a real-time meltdown broadcast.
People are picking up on is when she is walking over to the bench and she slaps the clipboard out of her coach's hand. And you guys, my honest reaction to this when I first saw it, I was just laughing. It's kind of like the reaction that you're seeing from me right here. I wouldn't look into this too hard. I know it's already become controversial because they're like, oh, if another player did this, there would be think pieces written about it.
This wasn't a careless remark or a spontaneous error. This was a planned, rude conduct that was live broadcast for everyone to see. After being named the NBA 2K26 cover athlete, a designation that is supposed to represent greatness and leadership, Angel Reese struggled to maintain composure for 30 seconds. She allowed her emotions to override her judgment during the game's most crucial moment, leaving professionalism where it belonged on the bench.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Barbie? The emotional decline continues for Angel Reese. The temper tantrums, the complete loss of emotional control continues for the Bayou Barbie, as well as the Chi-Town Barbie and Double Barbie, and whatever other alias that Angel Reese has decided to give her.
This is what's even more concerning, though. This isn't a one-time incident. It is the most recent installment of a season-long story. Angel Reese has been busy creating drama, making fun of people both on and off the court, and drawing attention to himself when the team deserves it. The trend is obvious. She can't seem to shake the cloud of controversy that accompanies her.
Wow. All right. It was wild. I mean, tempers were flying. This was an all-out rivalry, man. All right? I mean, even Angel Reese was pissed at this moment. Look at this. Pissed. All right? Pissed. This was close to the end of the game. 29 seconds left. Game tied. Game on the line. And I think she was called for.
Do you recall all of the insults directed toward Caitlin Clark on social media? Constant complaining about officiating. Reese has been exploiting the victim narrative throughout the season. The latest installment of what is undoubtedly becoming into the Angel Reese show is the clipboard incident. Furthermore, let's face it, this isn't how championship teams function. Reese posted a pathetic explanation on social media following the outburst. She posted, dismissing the incident as the rage of the moment. Those were pissing me off. However, there was no true regret or accountability. Fans are starting to notice that her tweets are beginning to seem like prepared justifications at this point. Please subscribe to our channel and give a like if you're having fun. Since Tyler Marsh finds himself in an impossible situation, let's now discuss him. His outstanding resume brought him to Chicago as a first-year head coach. He has won WNBA and DNBA titles at every level. He received instruction from Becky Hammond, Rick Carley, and Nick Nurse, the top coaches in the industry. He is renowned for his honesty, talent at developing players, and capacity to create championship cultures. However, if he is unable to manage his locker room, none of that matters. It appears that the inmates are ruling the institution at the moment, as Angel Reese slaps clipboards out of coaches' hands with no immediate repercussions.
Talks about being willing to do whatever dirty work is necessary. Did you see that today? Did you see a performance that, in terms of the timeliness and the types of plays that she made, it went beyond the stat sheet?
Yeah, I think that's who Angel is, in the best way. I think that that's what her skill set allows her to be. That we shouldn't just look at her as a rebounder or just as a scorer. There's so many different things that she can do on a court that helps a team win. And even though shots weren't falling for her tonight, she had 5 assists. She had huge rebounds down the stretch. And that's the kind of versatility that we see in her, and she's embraced it so far.
Marsh's reputation for creating cultures based on accountability and trust was a major factor in his hiring. Jeff Palioa, the general manager, commended his calm, collected leadership style, basketball intelligence, and dedication to fostering each player's individual skills. However, if calm and collected leadership does not result in real discipline when required, it is meaningless. As a head coach, this is Tyler Marsh's first true leadership challenge. Not managing rotations, not creating plays, and not nurturing talent. Those are coaching's simple aspects. What happens when your star player, your purported leader, behaves like a spoiled child on national television is the difficult part.
Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of.
After that clipboard struck the floor, what happened? Did Marsh declare a timeout right away? Did he yank Reese away from him? For the remainder of the game, did he bench her? Reports state that the answer is no, as the game went on, concluded with 15 rebounds and 22 points. Remarkable figures that, regrettably, were eclipsed by her utter lack of professionalism. Considering what Martha has said about the team, this silence is especially incriminating. He has frequently discussed the need of fostering a culture of competition, accountability, and an atmosphere that allows players to realize their greatest potential. But gifted athletes don't create championship cultures. They are created by players who are disciplined.
Angel Reese had a great game. She had 22 points, 15 rebounds. There were some questionable calls from the referees on both ends of the floor during this game against the Washington Mystics, and they ended up losing by 2 points at the end of the game. And so she's a competitor. Love or hate Angel Reese, she's a competitor. She's a fierce competitor. And I feel like this was just a moment where her frustrations got the best of her. Hopefully, later on, I'm sure she'll probably see this on social media and she'll go up to her coach and be like, my bad, coach. That was not cool of me. I shouldn't have slapped the clipboard.
This is when things start to get interesting. Being a role model is something Angel Reese frequently discusses. She enjoys discussing representation. She enjoys talking about demonstrating to young girls that they are capable of being assertive, self-assured, and unabashedly occupying space. But when she vents her annoyance on a coaching staff member, what message is she conveying? This player would have been benched, fined, or punished like any other player, rookie, or bench player. However, different regulations appear to be in place because it's Angel Reese, the franchise's face, and the one making headlines. At 6-13, the Chicago Sky are presently ranked 12th in the Eastern Conference. They are losing their identity in addition to their games, when the success of your team is less important to your star player than her social media profile. When she is angry at referees, she slaps clipboards out of the coach's hands. You don't have a team for basketball. You have a show about reality.
Why do you guys hate Angel Reese so much? The Angel Reese hate is so forced. This is why we hate the Brick Lane Sloth. She has a terrible attitude, awful, toxic. This is why she has no friend. This is why.
Not to be overlooked in all of this is the WNBA's regulation. This is the same league that has been looking into fictitious allegations while neglecting actual behavioral problems. This is the same league that has prioritized player sentiment protection over upholding professional standards. The WNBA has regulations pertaining to player behavior. They have guidelines for how athletes should communicate with staff members and coaches. However, such guidelines appear to be more like recommendations when it comes to Angel Reese. Like the majority of her other contentious actions this season, the league has been mute on this incident as well. Tyler Marsh promised to create a culture of championship when he arrived in Chicago. He has discussed professionalism, accountability, and fostering an atmosphere that allows players to realize their greatest potential. When the head coach is scared to hold his top players accountable, it is impossible to establish a championship culture. Marsh's history is self-evident. He played for the Toronto Raptors, Las Vegas Aces, and several other prosperous clubs on championship teams. He is aware of the characteristics of championship culture. Whether he has the guts to put it into practice in Chicago is the question.
Angel Reese said that she was done being polite. She was done being humble. I'm done being silent. The Bayou Barbie is mad, mad, mad. And Barbie is about to start clapping back at the haters. To her credit, Angel Reese said what she meant and meant what.
Being a role model is something Angel Reese frequently discusses. She just appeared on NBA 2K26 cover. Her shoes are distinctive. She has deals for endorsements. She is an inspiration to millions of young girls. However, that platform entails accountability. When she slaps clipboards from coaches' hands, what message is she conveying to those young girls? What lesson about overcoming difficulty and dissatisfaction is she imparting? What model does she provide for dealing with people in positions of authority? It's an easy response. She is teaching children that you may act as you want without facing repercussions if you are talented, well-liked, and significant enough. That's not being a leader. That is the antithesis of leadership.